Now, at 100 days into Oregon Governor Tina Kotek's term, and she is asking lawmakers to double down on services for the homeless.
So it's all part of an ambitious and expensive agenda. Brandon Thompson joins us live, asking the governor today if her plans will be enough to move the needle. Brandon?
Well, she thinks more money is needed to move that needle, Jeff and Elizabeth. She is calling that $200 million for housing and homelessness passed earlier this session a down payment. So she's requesting $1.3 billion more dollars to finish the job this session. To pay for an ambitious agenda, Governor Tina Kotek wants to avoid adding any more money into the state's $2 billion of reserves.
Why put more money there when we have immediate needs now?
In her first 100 days, she signed two $200 million bills, one for semiconductor incentives, the other for her housing and homelessness response.
The $200 million that we did early in session was really a down payment. We must do the rest. Otherwise, we're going to lose momentum, and we can't afford that right now.
The rest of it attunes to another $1.3 billion. $1 billion be for bonds for housing and affordable housing development, as well as down payment assistance.
We have to continue to move the entire housing spectrum forward.
$300 million, Kotek says, should be used for creating and supporting shelters, rent assistance, and rehousing programs. As Oregon frequently ranks as one of the worst states for access to mental health and addiction treatment, Kotek calls on lawmakers to continue to spend the $200 million passed in the last budget to address it. On top of that, she's supporting another $80 million towards those initiatives, including just $15 million for treatment and detox beds.
What makes you confident that's enough to dig Oregon out of this hole?
We have a lot of work to do there. I want to make sure the resources that are rolling up are used better. They were set out there to increase capacity, and honestly, we're not where we need to be. That's why I'm focusing there. And the smaller package that we have fills in some of the gaps that we know didn't get covered, but all of it has to work together if we're really going to provide additional capacity.
So Kotek says she has no plans to cut into the kicker. Right now, that could send hundreds of dollars back to Oregon taxpayers next year. She also touched on the $120 million she wants lawmakers to spend on early childhood literacy. She says that should be the bare minimum that lawmakers consider. It's still working its way through the State House right now. Reporting live in Southeast Portland, Brandon Thompson, Point 6 News.